Friends, Romans, countrymen, it's Rumor and Innuendo. I'm Dominic D'Angelo. I'm of adfreeshows.com, SEscoops.com, and OneTrueSportTV.com. I'm here, as usual, with Robert Karplus, WE Creative _ish. We got to talk to Dynamite, Robert. We got to talk.
Do we really have to?
We have to. Yeah, we do.
Dre Owens chat says RNI Friday. Pretty sure today it's not Friday, but I could be wrong. Said Robert and Dom can figure out this Mox storyline. No. No, we can't. I have a feeling that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit here today.
Absolutely.
Just a shot in the dark, just a random guess. Sorry I missed yesterday's show, Dom. I'm sure you handled it beautifully. I didn't get any angry messages from people, so I would assume that something of high quality went up there. And if you like high quality, you should check out the podcast.
That's right. Absolutely. But we got to cover a little bit of the Dynamite today, Robert.
I was trying to divert early. I was hoping we could end quickly.
Yeah, no, we got to talk about it.
I don't want to. Can we talk about the NXT news first, right off the bat?
You want to discuss the what happened on NXT?
No, not what happened. No, I didn't get a chance to watch NXT. It was a couple days ago. I'm sure it was an excellent show. The fact that NXT apparently has secured the contracts for the Motor City Machine Guns.
Did not know that. I did not see that. Did that break today?
That broke a couple hours ago. It's a good thing, as a news journalist, you get your finger on the pulse of what's going on here.
I'm right on the heartbeat of everything.
Right on the heartbeat of it. But a number of sources are reporting that the Motor City Machine Guns have in fact signed with the WWE and will be debuting on NXT October 1st. So hell of a pickup for the WWE. I think they're going to do a lot of great things on NXT to help that tag division. Because the last thing you want to see, Dom, is a lackluster tag division in a company.
That's it. You don't want to get any of that. You can try to put some bells and whistles around it, but you really got to hone in and make stars out of your tag teams. You know who could be questioned about doing that is AEW, Robert. We talked a little bit of the last night. The Dynamite did go down, and it did open with Jack Perry's party van driving in, and he fought Lio Rush and defeated Lio Rush in the opening bout. Still retained his TNT championship. What did you think of this as the opener? Are you kind of buying a little bit more into Jack Perry as this top heel in AEW?
To quote my friend Ron Ward here, said on the count of three, damn it, Dom. The show did not open with that, but that's fine. We did get
the package.
There was a package. There was the patriarchy. There was Don Callis. There was a lot. This is why I take copious notes.
I'm a mess.
Yeah, well, who are we kidding? You're still wearing the Jets hat. So, yes, you are embracing the hat with which you are wearing. We're going to be great this year. We have a killer defense. We got Aaron Rodgers. And then, boom, right into a brick wall.
Punch right in the mouth.
Pow, right in the kisser. So AEW opened with a video package of Jon Moxley. And the Moxley manifesto that he delivered, very much like the Shield in the old days where it was kind of shaky cam. It felt like they shot it themselves. It was him trying to say, like, hey Brian, we wanted to make a company we could be proud of. I can't be proud of this company. Something like that. He talked about how Brian's method of diplomacy failed, and now Moxley has chosen war. It's cool. It was a cool presentation. It was a neat little, like, NWO-ish, Shield-ish kind of thing, except Bryan Danielson is the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan Danielson was a member of the Blackpool Combat Club when he won the world title. That would kind of mean that their methodology worked.
Yeah.
They were successful. We've created this club with the idea that we're going to take over. We have the trios titles. We have the world title. Moxley is back from his vacation. He can take the TNT Continental International, who cares what title, And then Marina Shafir, for some reason, is there. She could take the women's TBS women's and the
CMLL.
CMLL. Yes, all of those wonderful titles. So to me, it's kind of like, well, your diplomacy worked. You got everything you wanted. The elite really don't seem to have a ton of power, but they have the gold. You can go after the elite. You are the babyface hammer of justice who is going to take back this company.
That's what I thought was going to happen initially. Like, okay, these guys are going to combat everything that the Young Bucks are doing, but here you're getting another heel faction to combat with another heel faction, like for TV time. It's a lot of loose ends here. I did think that video package at the beginning was very, very compelling. Not so much that I remembered it to kick off the show, but I liked it a lot and thought it really kind of gave up a good fresh coat of paint to maybe what was been a suspect line with Danielson in the plastic bag and all that kind of stuff. It washed a little bit of that away initially, I thought.
It did. And like you said, like the last thing you want is just heel stable after heel stable after heel stable. So after this video package, we got the patriarchy.
Yes, we did. Christian Cage, great heel. Cuts a very compelling promo about Danielson, about his the change he saw in the eyes of Kill Switch. Certain things like that. Did a very good job and did some very controversial comments with the CTE stuff, I thought, but it was effective and worked. And so what did you think of Christian Cage staking his claim?
We're going to ignore that very loud thud that just hit in the background. I don't know what that was. Hope
I didn't even
okay.
hear it, Robert.
It's coming from inside the house, Tom. Look out. Anyway, it may be Christian coming after you. I like the CTE line. Actually, I did kind of like it a little bit. Christian Cage is sort of edgy. I like this notion now of everybody's coming after Bryan Danielson because he's the world champion, which makes me think, oh, we're finally caring about the world title. You know, the elite for the longest time didn't care about being world champion. It didn't seem to be part of their manifesto. MJF comes back and isn't immediately targeting the world title. So he didn't seem to care about being world champion. Now it's a little bit of Moxley and his crew seem to be focusing on that. We know that Darby is the number one contender, which we'll get to later for reasons. And then Christian has got this magic contract and he's coming after Bryan Danielson. And the most successful kind of babyface you have is when all the heels are circling you and you have to overcome tremendous odds. It's something that WWE is not doing efficiently right now with Cody Rhodes. Cody is sort of an afterthought to a bigger bloodline storyline. And the folks that are coming after Cody tend to be a little lackluster. AEW is smartly positioned that we have a babyface champion who has said, I'm not retiring with this title, but I will retire. So the notion is sort of, when I lose, I'm gone. And if everybody is coming after him, can our hero survive?
Yes, it does create some intriguing elements. And yeah, you want a whole bunch of people going after that title because it makes it feel more important. So Christian Cage setting his tone for it. It sounds pretty good. Like it. I thought that was going to be the match at All Out. Wasn't, obviously. So we'll see where this goes. Hey, Jack Perry going up.
No, we're still not there yet.
Okay, still not there. What else we got?
I'm begging you. I'm begging, Don. What we've got was a Don Callis family promo.
Oh, how could I forget?
To set up the idea that Will Ospreay, who's good friends with Kyle Fletcher, is now basically being blackmailed into competing in a match later on in the show with his good friend, whom he likes, with Takeshita there, who's sort of a babyface now. So after this, you know what match we had?
Well, let me say something about that segment, actually.
Damn it, Tom. We were so close to getting
to it all.
Match.
Silver lining to it all is I liked Kyle Fletcher's inflection and his ability to kind of express himself and certain things like that. I thought that was very promising and spoke to him being a single star and a rising star in AEW. Thoughts on that?
Jack Perry took on Leo Rush.
Yes, he did take on Leo Rush. And then he cut a cryptic Book of Revelations kind of promo at the end, and then walked away from Alex Marvez.
Well, I can't blame him for trying to walk away from Alex Marvez, but what was odd was I guess I didn't realize that Leo Rush is now sort of in this role in the company.
Mm-hmm.
That he is a full-time AEW guy or a most time AEW guy, and that he's essentially just a strong enhancement talent. It's a weird fall for that dude. He's gone through a lot of ups and downs. He seemed to have a lot of potential. He seems to have gotten himself into trouble
Yep.
a lot of times, which is another recurring theme that happens a little later in this show as well. But fine use of Jack Perry to get him a win. He talks about how, people get crucified in his role and then come back in the next life. Sure.
Made 0 sense to me.
What made no sense is I'm pretty sure this was for the TNT title.
It was. It was.
Yeah, so Leo Rush earned this title shot by showing up to the building.
Good for him.
It's like a door prize.
It's kind of happened. That's been a common theme in AEW, and it was later on in the evening as well. But right after that, we get a promo with Hangman Page. Very surprising and unexpected because you'd think they would kind of promote this, considering he was the biggest. He was in the main event of the match at All Out. You'd think they would have, hey, Hangman Page is going to talk about his actions, what he feels about it afterwards. We just get it, boom, right there. And he's clearly a heel. Just embraced everything he did, wants to attack friends of Swerve moving forward, shoves a guy, Dark Order don't know who he is anymore, and then gets confronted by friend of the show, my friend, Double J Jeff Jarrett. And have a little brawl, little skirmish, little brawl out, if you will, there, Robert. What are you thinking the Hangman Page, his journey and moving forward here?
So we always criticize AEW that they don't do significant follow-throughs in their pay-per-views. Mm-hmm. And Swerve and Hangman ended in essentially almost murder. And yes, he's now reduced to a backstage promo with Renee, who doesn't seem concerned about the actions of her own husband, but is concerned about the actions of Hangman Page, who beats up an extra. And then Top Flight are just standing there watching him.
Yeah.
They don't react. They don't interfere. Nothing. Their baby faces, whatever. He then, the Dark Order is like, we don't even know you anymore, man. And then he's like, you guys still work here? Pretty sure that you guys got here a long time ago with Alan, many angels. Then he turns babyface by beating up Jeff Jarrett.
Wow, Robert. That's hurtful at the ad-free shows network
here. No, he always bumps us from Monday's ad-free shows. To hell with you, Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Yep. So we'll see where that goes with Hangman.
But it was it was a good unhinged guy attacking a bunch of people. It was unique. It was different. It was exciting. And then this was followed up by Private Party and Commander.
Yeah. I was ready for this match. Then all of a sudden, Marina Shafir chokes out Commander. And we
followed up a guy jumping people with people jumping people.
Yes.
Diversity of storytelling. Love it.
Little variety.
We got the second promo from.
Yep.
I don't know how effective this was because, again, I'm going to ask a logical question here. If you were Tony Khan and you had a talent try to murder another talent,
yes,
you would assume there would be a consequence to those actions.
Typically, yes.
Instead, he got a video package intro, and then he gets to cut a promo. And his promo was, we're gonna find Darby, and then Pac said some stuff that he always says that he said when he was a member of, the Death Triangle. He doesn't say anything. So I don't quite understand the purpose of this group other than it spared us having to watch Private Party and Commander.
Yeah, I thought this kind of helped out what their direction was a little bit. I mean, like, kind of
In
creates
what
that.
way? I'm curious.
Yeah, sure. So, like, Pac kind of just being like, yeah, there was no diplomacy here, and that there was difference. I was lost, and now I found where my calling is for this. I have a direction now. That kind of thing. I think kind of. There's greater things that you people don't know that's going on and stuff like that. Creates that kind of, what is going on? What is
Yeah, but
that?
what that makes me think of is all the disharmony in the back with AEW. The bad leadership of Tony Khan, the bad booking decisions, the friction with the elite and the rest of the roster, the loss of CM Punk, the loss of Cody Rhodes, the loss of
Hmm.
Andrade, the loss of Ricky Starks, the loss of Jade Cargill,
Wardlow.
the Wardlow vanishing into the ether. It feels like you're trying to tell a worked shoot promo. And yeah, the wrestling old head brings up a point here of, are
Hmm.
they really going to align these former WWE guys and gal with Shane McMahon? Boy, I hope not.
I
Because
think that's
now you're trying to tell the WWE versus AEW story in a, if that's the direction we're going, what?
I think that is the direction. That's like kind of where else is this end game going? If they're just running roughshod over everybody and everything,
Dom, you sweet ignorant man. The fact that you think that there is an end game, that they have a
this,
plan in place.
that's a great point.
We will get to that. This is all like the booking of this show makes more sense than the booking of AEW Dynamite, which is saying something, that because Dom is at the helm here.
That's right.
But we then get a backstage vignette with Chris Jericho and the Learning pulling up in a Bentley,
Hmm.
and I'm sure longtime wrestling fans would have no idea what might happen to this vehicle that just gets introduced.
I had my apprehensions because I thought this AEW does have a budget to like destroy a car, but I couldn't imagine them necessarily doing that just because I don't know. They're probably spending more money on copyrighted music than they would a nice Bentley or something like that. But
Yeah, that is not an inexpensive vehicle. It reminds me of when Conan O'Brien was being removed as the host of the Tonight Show,
mhm.
and he still had to fulfill like the last like week of his deal before he moved to back to, I think, whatever the later time. He used NBC money to buy a Bugatti and dress it up like a mouse because that was their new character. I'm sure Tony Khan is budget conscious enough to not do anything to the Bentley. But we did get problem child number 2, Sammy
Yes,
Guevara, back on TV.
yeah, with Ricochet in what was I thought a fun match, but if you're the referee, this match should have been thrown out like very much early on because they were just brawling outside forever.
Dude,
And
they went like this was a blood feud from go. It
right?
was like, I'm gonna jump off the top of the entrance ramp. And then the announcers, rather than make this seem like, my God, what a moment this is. Well, say this is just what Sammy does.
Old
Like,
Sammy
oh,
doing
it's
that
just
crazy stuff.
Sammy being Sammy. I get that it's Ricochet wanting to show off in a good match and Sammy wanting to prove that he can be responsible and deliver. But again, he's almost in that Leo Rush role now of a guy who's a problem child from the past who wants to prove himself, show that he can behave, and they'll put him out there and have him lose. But fear not, because then Ricochet had to deal with a run-in from probably the dream match we've all been waiting for. It's the Beast Mortos.
Grr.
Please
He
don't do that
came in
again.
and speared him. I'm ready
Uh,
for
Again, this was the SmackDown on PlayStation 2 randomizer button. Somebody
it.
pushed square, and it just popped up on Beast Mortos.
Or it's like you created the wrestler and you only have like 5 heads to choose from, and one is like a bull.
And not sadly Bull from Night Court, which would have
No,
made more sense as a run-in. But I guess we're going to get Ricochet versus Beast Mortos because Lance Archer was unavailable.
I guess so.
We got an Okada Takeshita face-off, which was a nice little tease.
Hmm.
Hopefully they don't give that away at Grand Slam, because we know the main event of Grand Slam is Darby Allin challenging against Bryan Danielson. This is that
As it
long-term
should be.
booking. It's that long-term booking you were talking about, Dom. That where are they
Yes.
planning? They had Darby win that battle royal. So clearly we're getting the, oh, there's a Darby Allin promo next.
Oh, yes.
He's like, hey, Mox, I'm here. Mox comes out. Darby, I don't know if you're aware of this, Tom. He used to be homeless.
What?
Crazy.
No way.
You'd think it's something he would mention once in a while.
I could. No.
So Moxley was his hero because he wrestled him in a high school gym. And I'm not going to question hero worshiping, especially with Dom with his Jets hat.
Dean Martin. I'm big in Dean
Nothing
Martin.
wrong with Dean Martin. Everybody loves Dean Martin.
Yeah.
But if Moxley is your idol, because he went from WWE superstar to guy wrestling in a high school gym, aim a little higher. Like try to clear the Brutus the Barber Beefcake level bar that you have set for yourself in terms of hero worshiping. Moxley then reveals his grand plan of why he's been calling out Darby these last few weeks.
Yeah.
And it's hey kid, you're not ready to be a world champion, so give me your title shot. And rather than telling him to take a leap off of the Mount Everest that he wasn't allowed to climb, he accepts Darby. He accepts the challenge. Mox just goes, "Oh, Bryan can't compete for the title because of what I did to him. So you should challenge me for your number one contendership." And Darby's just like, "Sure."
Okay. I don't.
So we're like, "Oh, Bryan must really have been hurt, or they're really selling this plastic bag of death." And Darby doesn't want to back down from a challenge, so he's going to face Moxley like an idiot babyface. Fine.
Put that title shot on the line in front of Arthur Ashe instead. Give the fans what they want, right, Robert?
I love it. They also gave the fans what they wanted because we got Mariah May versus Queen Aminata.
Yep.
And I'm not going to talk about this match because we don't have that much time.
We don't.
The gist of it is Mariah May wants Mina Shirakawa to be there for her big coronation celebration. So we may get that at some point in time.
We might get that. Yeah, could happen.
What we did get was the Learning Tree versus the Iron Mountain.
Yes. What names? Did you see the names? Jack Jameson, I think, is one of them. Bear Bronson, heard of that one before. And then there was Boulder Guy. I don't know.
They used to be Bear Country, I believe.
Yeah, they did used to be Bear Country, but
now they're Iron Mountain, right?
I think so.
I don't know. Iron Mountain was the company that we used to use at WWE that we would send our videos when we'd ship our tapes to a storage vault. The vault was Iron Mountain. So I would have rather watched Jericho try to get into that vault than watch this match. But at least it was short. And then we got Orange Cassidy with the rest of the not ready for catering players. Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly took a forklift and dumped. Why can't I think of what it's called?
I know. No, I had to be reminded yesterday either too. I don't know. Dirt dumper.
Sure, dirt dumper. That does that. Jeez.
Oh God.
Anyway,
Vince McMahon, guys, we're going to talk about him next.
So they dump a bunch of coins for the $7,000 onto the Bentley, which may have scratched the paint, may have caused some damage. I mean, that's like we're really playing with some fire here. Fine, I guess we're getting this Orange Cassidy group feud, the conglomeration, the commatulation, which I always, this is mean, and I'm embracing that this is mean. Hank Aaron, whom I love. When he was an executive at Turner, they used him to present Sting his Battle Bowl ring.
Yes.
And when he gives him the ring, we watched this when I was at WWE to clean up the footage. He hands him the ring and just goes, "Congratulations." So ever since then, my colleagues and I, instead of saying, we would say congratulations whenever somebody did something successful. And that is what I am saying here. And congratulations to Nigel McGuinness, who has been cleared to wrestle again, and he will be wrestling at Grand Slam against Bryan Danielson.
What?
So the guy who wasn't cleared to wrestle Darby in the title match is cleared to wrestle in a non-title match because Nigel's logic is the fans deserve to see the AEW champion wrestle, but not for the title. But hold on, Wrestling Old Head has a comment here. Didn't John Moxley say that Bryan Danielson can't defend his title at Grand Slam because of what he did to him and all that? You are right, Wrestling Old Head. They did say that.
They did.
But again, cocaine is a hell of a drug. But on the plus side, this is the thing. The booking makes no sense.
Zero.
But Darby and Moxley and Nigel and Bryan are better matches than Darby and Bryan. I think Darby and Bryan would have been good, but it's a babyface match. It's just going to be fun for fun's sake to build to a better story. Instead, you're now getting two storylines.
Robert.
What?
They could have really made this a lot more digestible if they flipped the segments. You have Nigel stake claim for something that Darby has. I want to face Bryan Danielson at Grand Slam. I'm clear to wrestle. Make it happen. Then you could be like backstage. This is loosely booked, but you have Darby like, I understand the history that Bryan has with this guy. He's been through a lot. His career's almost over. I will table my title shot. Go and face him. Kick his ass.
No, you never table title shots. The most important thing in the world is to be world champion. That is all any wrestler should.
Sure, but this would make more sense than what they did.
Tom, you're trying.
Make more sense than what they did.
So the one thing I thought that was incredibly successful at All In that AEW did was the Casino Gauntlet match. They have stumbled upon something that fits Tony's best impulses, which is fans like entrances and they like surprises. So we got this match in the main event. Got a lot of entrances.
Yep.
The only surprises were, wait, that guy works here? All due respect to the Righteous. All due respect to Mansoor and Mace. All due respect to the Undisputed Kingdom. I love the Outrunners. They are just ridiculous. They're so stupid. Yeah, it is like it's the heart of what made Zack Ryder work. They're goofy. They're weird. I would have used them on actual Dynamite once or twice more to really hammer home who these guys are. But my biggest takeaway was the AEW tag division is anemic, and they need some help. But fear not, we are going to get the long-established team of Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah. Seems like they're falling into the pitfalls that WWE used to do, where they would just pair main eventers up just to have them win the tag titles and give them something to do.
It's kind of like, well, Ospreay needs something to do for Grand Slam, so we'll get Ospreay against the Bucks. Look, Ospreay and Fletcher versus the Young Bucks will be a hell of a match. It'll be great. And it's not like Ospreay had a title of his own to defend.
No. None of that. Nah, we don't. Who cares? You know? Let's just create good matches, Robert. That's what I care. Don't give me story. Don't give me things that make sense. I just want the good matches that I just want to see and rush them out there. Why not? Just make it happen.
We all want good content. And the king of good content is Mr. Dominic D'Angelo.
Oh.
Dom, what other shows in which you were not promoting Rumor and Innuendo can we find you on?
Yeah, you can find me on rvdtv.com. One of a Kind with RVD just dropped this week. Rob talks about his involvement with Dark Side of the Ring. Peels the page back on the Plane Ride from Hell. Talks about that a little bit. Gives a little insight of he was coached a little bit of what to say. And then we also talk the Vince McMahon documentary in the trailer. Seeing the trailer. And gives a lot his thoughts on Hangman Page as well. So check that out. Go to rvdtv.com. Episode is up now. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and iTunes as well. Today, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be recording live with Greg Gagne, Magnum TA, Straight Talk with the Boss. We got a lot to discuss. So join us at fourhorsemannetwork.com or onetruesporttv.com, and you can interact with Greg and Magnum. Robert, you got working stiff to do.
I do. In about a half hour from now, so it'll be up later on today. Anywhere that you get podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, any place that you can get the audio version of Rumor and Innuendo. But if you want to join us live for the video of Rumor and Innuendo, you can catch us every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WW Creative _ish X account, the SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on ad-free shows, Working Stiff and Rumor and Innuendo. So on behalf of the Jolly Green Giant, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.